51. A gym body can look pathetic on a short guy, like he's an aggressive leprechaun. 52. Some men who are even above average in the face and height are still genetically limited due to factors such as a poor frame and bad muscle building genetics. 53. If a man has good height who was previously overweight, lowering his body fat percentage in the gym can completely transform his attractiveness. However, 54. This is only the case if the man's underlying facial structure is attractive. If the man is unattractive beneath the fat, he'll barely be in a better place than he was before. 55. The only difference between a friend and a boyfriend is how physically attractive you are. 56. Most mainstream dating advice is simply awful, and it only serves to temporarily make people feel better about themselves. 57. For example, phrases such as just be yourself, just put yourself out there, just be presentable and make people laugh are only surface level and don't infiltrate deeper meanings of attraction. 58. In fact, any dating advice that starts with just do whatever is probably going to be terrible advice. 59. The number of men excluded from the dating market is increasing year after year, and this is mainly because of rejections based on looks. 60. The attractiveness of your face is determined by your facial bone structure and is almost entirely genetic. 61. The importance of facial features goes eyes first, then jaw, then hair, then mid-face. However, 62, it is better to score averagely in everything rather than having one or two fantastic features along with one outstandingly bad feature. For these two guys, the man on the left is more attractive than the man on the right because he has much better consistency, and this is despite having a lower overall score. 63. Surgery may be one of the only potential solutions for men with unattractive features. 64. Height is an attractive trait as it is seen as a display of dominance. 65. The ideal height for men falls between the 6'2" to 6'4" range. However, men who are 6 foot are also in a good spot and don't have anything to worry about. 66. Every inch you have lower than 6 foot is seen as a small blow to your overall attractiveness. This is the danger zone. Meanwhile, 67. Heights 5'7" and below are in the no-go zone. Persistent rejections will occur solely because of height, and this is true even with an attractive face. 68. On the other side of the spectrum, heights taller than 6'4" are still good but have a few negatives going for them. Namely, it can increase the likelihood of falling into a niche market, also the likelihood of having an elongated horse face or a lanky body and frame will increase. Therefore, the ideal remains at 6'2" to 6'4". That said, those who are 6'5" and above are still better off than the average heighters of 5'9" to 5'11". 70. Balding can destroy a man's chances in the dating market, even if he was successful in the past. 71. Although it is still possible to be attractive if you're bald, the black pill teaches that less than 5% of men can pull off the bald look, and those people would usually need to be attractive to begin with anyway. 72. Balding will give the appearance of being 10 years older than your true age. 73. Men reach their attractiveness peak between the ages of 20 and 28. 74. Men younger than the age of 20 may not have a fully developed face yet, therefore they're not as attractive. Meanwhile, 75. Men older than the age of 28 will increasingly face issues caused by aging, such as balding, skin degradation, wrinkling, and so on. 76. This process of aging will likely start off slow, but accelerate rapidly into a man's mid-30s. 77. Women reach their peak of attractiveness between the ages of 18 to 24. 78. The peak of attractiveness for women is narrower than men's because aging affects women faster, and this is due to women's smaller fertility window. As you can see from the chart on the right, men's decline in fertility is much more gradual. 79. The ideal P length is 6 inches or greater. 80. 5 inches is seen as an uphill struggle. Again, this is the danger zone. 81. Anything below 5 puts you in a very difficult situation. 82. Women of all ethnicities have a preference of dating ethnically white men. However, 83. Chads are their own separate class. 84. Women will never tell men the truth about just how important looks are. 85. The main reason for this is to avoid causing upset. 86. Instead, women will tell men personality matters the most in order to keep those guys in the friend zone and or keep receiving attention and validation from them. 87. Women only date up in terms of value. There is no dating down out of sympathy because she feels bad for the guy who can't find anyone else. 88. And if there are no men available for her to date up in value, she would rather share a Chad than have a beta all to herself. 89. The only exception to this is where a woman will deliberately date down with a guy in order to seize control of the relationship. 90. This will often lead to things such as the woman will decide if and when intimacy happens, or 91. The man needs to compensate for his lack of looks by contributing disproportionately more financially towards the relationship. 92. Polygamy is becoming an ever more present reality for the future of the dating market. 93. It is impossible for any woman, irrespective of her attractiveness, to not be able to get intimacy within the very next 24 hours. 94. Dating is like supermarket shopping for women, but like trying to find life in outer space for men. 95. Modern women will spend their teens and 20s rejecting men who don't meet their crazy standards. 96. Then, in their 30s, those same women will plead, "Where are all the good men gone?" 97. Modern women will friend-zone unattractive guys in their 20s who have provider potential, therefore keeping him in orbit. 98. Then, in her 30s, she may try to settle down with the exact same guy so he can provide resources for her. 99. The media encourages men to provide resources and simp over women. For example, just look at Valentine's Day. It's all about the man proving himself and buying gifts for the woman. Guys, believe me, I've worked in restaurants over Valentine's, and I'd say 80% of the time, the man has to pay the bill in full. 20% the bill is split, 0% the woman will be the one to pay. Finally, 100. Women see it as an insult if an unattractive man approaches her, as she thinks he is insinuating he is on her level. So that's all 100 of my points of the black pill. Here is a list of all the categories, and I have attached timestamps here so you can re-watch parts of the video if you need to rejig your memory. Anyway, that's the video. Be sure to press the like button and leave any thoughts you have in the comments below, as it helps the YouTube algorithm.